entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. They hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them, they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barretons too, cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell some.
Yeah, my name is Justity Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
How we gonna do a body man walk right now? You ready? Fuck, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body walk, truck, body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body, listen. Body jump, body jump, body jump, everything. Body jump, body jump, body jump, body jump, everything.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in...
All right, hey, good night and welcome to Straight Up. It's 38 minutes after 8 o'clock. Of course, it's 38 minutes after 9 o'clock all across Guyana. Wherever you are, share the link, please. Thank you so much. And if you are in Guyana and you have a blockout, because you know that's the going thing in the country every single day, blockout upon blockout upon blockout upon blockout. It happens every single day. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Guyana is the most corrupt English-speaking country in South America. If you disagree with me, absolutely no one can disagree with me that Guyana is the most corrupt English-speaking country in South America. And you guys don't need for me to repeat this. You can say this in Parliament. You can say it wherever. Freedom of speech, that is what it is. Freedom of speech. Nobody should be muzzled. Absolutely no one. No one should be muzzled. If it's corruption, it's corruption. And you cannot be in a parliament. You cannot, the highest forum. When it comes to democracy, they're supposed to ensure that they set the example for the rest of the country. And you can't have a corrupt parliament, and that parliament, whoever's sitting there by virtue of corruption, that is why they are there. The Speaker of the National Assembly is in that seat as a result of corruption, electoral corruption, fraud, and rigging of elections. That is why they are there. And nobody, I cannot be a parliamentarian. In fact, I will walk into Parliament whenever there's a Parliament where I, a member of Parliament, I will go down to one of the tailors or one of the seamstress or somebody, or I will make contact with my uncle, Frederick. Good night, Frederick. Many of you probably remember him from Wisma Market, Mackenzie Market. He was a tailor. Well, that was way back in the days. But I'll have him sew me a suit, and on that suit, inside out, all over, even at the zipper, you'll have corruption right there. Corruption. And I will walk into Parliament. You know, some of those parliamentarians, they love to dress up. Their term, dress up, take pictures, and post it budget day. On budget day, I will walk in with a briefcase. I'll even walk in with a brief. Corruption all over it. I will have a photograph of Mansour Nadir with corruption written all over it. I'll have photographs of Jagdev, every single one of them with corruption. Can't you guys see where this country is heading? The most corrupt English-speaking country in South America. Can I get a thumbs up, somebody? The most corrupt. Every single thing is corruption. Every single thing in the Parliament is corruption. Shielding. That is what Mansour Nadir is doing. And Mansour Nadir is the last person. And look, take a look at this guy. Take a look at him. He holds on to what I believe to be the Holy Quran. He is taking the oath to become the Speaker of the National Assembly. His job is to uphold the laws and to ensure there is true democracy in Parliament. Instead, they're stifling democracy. They're stifling freedom of speech. They're stifling freedom of expression and all manner of things. And that is why today we say corruption in Guyana's Parliament. Corruption. Somebody tag Mansour Nadir. Somebody call him up and let him know that I say that this is the most corrupt parliamentary sitting in the history of Guyana. Under Mansour Nadir's speakership, it has reduced to nothing. It is a farce. It is an insult. It is a comedy show every single day. And it's painful to sit and watch somebody like Mansour Nadir sitting there as Speaker of the National Assembly. This is a man who had his own, he took over Digar's party. Lots and lots of corruption in the United Force. The United Force is no longer there. Now I'm speaking of political corruption according to members or former members of the United Force. Of course, my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, was one of the original young members of the United Force back in the days with Peter Digar. Yep. Terence Murray, he's now dead. Those of you from Linden probably know him. Goldsmith Murray, right there on Burnham Drive. All right. And so Mansour can't talk. He just walked into the United Force and corrupted the entire United Force. Right now, his daughter is leader of the United Force, hijacked it from and since they hijacked the United Force, that was it. It's dead. The United Force is dead. Dead. Just like its founder and lots of other founding members of the youth arm of the United Force. Mansour walked in and corrupted the entire system. Today, there's no longer a United Force. But yet this vagabond sits in Parliament. He's holding the Quran. And the Quran will tell you about corruption and how to deal with corrupt individuals. But yet he stands there, takes the oath, so-called oath of office, pretending that he's there to basically guide the parliamentarians and ensure that democracy flourishes in Parliament. It has gotten worse under Mansour Nadir's speakership. Another form of corruption. What is this guy? What has he been up to? He became speaker, deputy speaker of the National Assembly through corrupt means. Corruption, corruption, corruption. And so Mansour Nadir cannot bluff anyone. I hope those guys in the opposition, the members of parliament in the opposition, in fact, there should have been a press conference headed by the leader of the opposition and all of the members of parliament, to host a press conference in front of Parliament building denouncing Mansour Nadir. Walk the streets, walk around Parliament about 31 times and chant corruption, 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 corruption. Open the eyes of the people in the most corrupt English-speaking country in South America. That is what it is. And it's time that all of the MPs wake up. Every single one of them wake up. Their job is to stand up in Parliament and protect the nation's business, protect the people of the country in Parliament. Going in Parliament is not to stick cake in each other's mouth. It is not to eat fancy food, and it's not to dress up. It doesn't matter how you go into Parliament. You could even go into Parliament with a singlet or even a dingy color bukta or whatever. Your job is basically to stand up and defend the people of the country. Are we seeing that for the most part? Oh no, they just want to be nice. Hello, honorable member. Sorry, honorable member. Let's go over to the honorable member, Miss Gail Teixeira. Let's go over to the honorable member, Kwamisha McCoy. Let's go, oh, honorable member. And then they get out of Parliament, and then they create Facebook page. Not just those pakus in the PPP. They got a couple of pakus in the opposition too. And so what they like to do is they love to be addressed as honorable. Check some of their Facebook pages now. They're no longer what they are. Take, for example, they're not Brenda Braithwaite or Brenda Braffett or Desiree Smart Felix, member of Parliament. At the back of the name, they will have MP. But now these folks want to create Facebook pages with honorable, H-O-N, honorable, the honorable this, the honorable that. Look, I prefer to call folks like Rhonda Lane honorable. I prefer to call people like Palawala Pride honorable. Palawala Pride. Palawala Pride. Apparently, Palawala Pride name is speaking up for itself tonight. Palawala. Because he or she didn't get the humor when I say Guyana is the only English-speaking corrupt country. But Palawala is here trying to give me a history lesson. There is only one English-speaking country in South America. Come on. You think my name is Irfan Ali? Do you think I went to IFLAT University? That I wouldn't know that Guyana is supposed to be the only English-speaking country in South America? Well, then maybe it's time we change that, Palawala. Because if Guyana is supposed to be the only English-speaking country, how some people fail English tests? How some people got to get interpreter and translator when they go at certain interviews and stuff, and they're from Guyana, and it's supposed to be the only English-speaking country, right? Palawala. Your name says it. But we like Palawala. Good night, Palawala. Palawala was just being a bit sarcastic there when I said it's the only corrupt English-speaking country in South America. You go and bring out a big, long history book, walking me down history. Right? Palawala, he or she. We don't know if Palawala is a he or she, but we watching Palawala. Or what Palawala take me for that one subject, that one CXC subject, the one Kwame we were barely past one CXC subject. Oh man, come on. Come on, corruption, corruption, corruption in parliament. Guyana's parliament is the most corrupt. Is the most corrupt. It's corrupt from top to bottom.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up.
Corruption. Every single thing is corruption. So wait, they don't want people to go into parliament and ask about this corrupt deal? The allegations leveled against Barajak
Sit there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Sujurong?
Su. Oh, Su. My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yes, yeah.
Corruption, corruption, corruption. Corruption at GPL. Corruption at Gaisuko. You name it. Corruption at GWI. Every single day, corruption. Corruption at the office of the president. Corruption at the office of the prime minister. Corruption in every ministry across Guyana. Every single ministry. Corruption, corruption, corruption. But yet the speaker of the National Assembly doesn't want members of parliament to use the word corruption. Corruption. And all the while those on the side, the wrong side of the parliament, that is the PPP side, they're talking about corruption. They could try to resurrect Bornam, and every single thing is Bornam. Every single thing is corruption. But when they get a dose of their own medicine, they're running and they're trembling. And therefore, this Paku by the name of Manzoor Nadir pretends as though he's sitting there, honorable member, as though he has pile, as though he has the other thing that he got to cut, right? Honorable member. Somebody should just take the mace again and run with it, run. Only this time, man, it got to run faster, or somebody got to run faster. Nothing is wrong with disrupting parliament in a nice way. Chetty disrupted parliament. They did that. All of this, they slammed down books, they dashed the mace, they did every single thing. So what's going on with this set of parliamentarians we have in the opposition? Are they a set of softies? Are they a set of church boys and girls, the Bobby socks, and they go there and they sit down? No, oblige, Your Honor. The minute Manzoor Nadir said that the word corruption cannot be used in parliament, every single one, headed by the leader of the opposition, he should have taken the lead. But what did he do? He probably sat there, fold his foot. Oh, man, I would have turned the parliament into Bamba Mali. They want to talk about Bamba Mali, or it would have been turned into Manripo Market. That's exactly what would have happened. You don't want to hear the word corruption? We are going to drown the entire parliament out with corruption. That's exactly what would have happened. They would have had to boo them, stand up, and immediately Manzoor Nadir would have had to pull that back, completely pull it back. Corruption. Now you want to talk about corruption, Manzoor Nadir? Of course, everybody knows the PPP got into office through corrupt means. The PPP governed through corrupt means. You check all of the so-called ministers in the PPP. You ask, how have they gotten rich? The godfather not dead and leave them nothing. Nobody left them a say, nobody left them a casnet, nobody left them a gira, nobody left them a quake, nobody left them a rope to climb coconut tree, or a crowbar, a wooden crowbar to peel coconut. Those of you from the quarantine, you'll know how effective a wooden crowbar is, right? Nobody left them anything, but they got into office And guess what? They are the richest people in Guyana. They get money for do everything. They get money for massage. They get money for do nails. They get money for do hair. They get money for do eyebrows. Every single thing they get money for. Prior to going into parliament and becoming a minister, they had nothing. They were flat-foot hustlers. Some of them used to go and credit Polori and Puri at Manripo Market or Port Morant Market or Wisma Market. In the case of Mark Phillips used to credit Puri from a lady, we are told, mind you, at Campai in Ghana. Hardly had anything. Now these guys going around, traveling around the world and buying $10,000 suits, US dollars that is, and dressing, and even that and all can't make them look any better. They're still rusty. They are corrupt. This is the most corrupt government, corrupt country, the most corrupt English-speaking country in South America. All right, what else is happening? You want to talk about corruption? You really want to talk about corruption? Mansour Nadir? Now, we spoke about this guy. He disappeared. He's no longer around. He walked into parliament. They turned him into, well, okay, they didn't have to turn him into that, but that's a different story. So they turned him into the deputy speaker, when in fact he should not have been the deputy speaker. But yet those guys in the opposition, all of them, every single one, they sat down and allowed this nonsense to happen. And then we got the most wishy-washy set of people, Speaker of the National Assembly, Deputy Speaker. Where is he today? He claimed that he's representing indigenous people and the indigenous rights and all these sort of things. Give me a break. The only thing that he's representing is probably the way that he's holding that stage. Take a good look and understand where I'm coming from. But this is not a naughty show, mind you. All right, so Schumann has disappeared. Deputy Speaker, one seat. Sorry, one. I didn't know where the hell that idea came from. But one seat. And that Paku became the deputy speaker. The real opposition party with at least, 31 seats, and they're not given the opportunity to occupy the deputy speakership? And you're telling me this man with one seat, one seat, gets to become deputy speaker? And then this bloody man, Mansour Nadir, is telling people they cannot use the word corruption? And majority of those members of parliament in the opposition, their tail gone till between their legs, and they crawl out of parliament without a fight. Without a fight. Well, of course, Amanza Walton Desir, member of parliament, didn't take it. She raised her hand back. And so kudos to Amanza for raising her hands back, politically speaking, and said to the Speaker of the National Assembly, Atal, is that what they say? The Speaker of the National Assembly say, no usage of the word corruption in Parliament. Amanza Walton Desir got up and said, Atal, right? What the others did, at least there's no evidence that they didn't do anything, but as leader of the opposition, stand up and take your rightful place. Stand up right there in parliament and protest and say, not at all. This is not going to happen under your leadership. And so the feedback and the position taken by members of the opposition is not a good position at all. It's as though they're taking licks, they lie down and they're getting more licks. It's like they enjoy the sweetness of licks. How dare these guys? Is this how you guys want to govern? Is this how you guys want to protect and stand up and defend the 218 plus thousand people who voted for the coalition? And by extension, the hundreds of thousands of people who are fed up of the PPP regime? You've got to have balls. You've got to have guts. You've got to be brave. And you've got to say enough is enough in standing up and defending your country. They lay back and sit back and thinking that somebody from the West is going to heist you up and put you as president of the country. It doesn't happen like that. And anybody who thinks that it's going to happen just like that, then something is wrong with their brain. They can be a political scientist, they can be whatever they claim to be. And these days, we hardly have political scientists around. Shame on what's happening. Now let's get back to Parliament. This is how the PPP behaves in Parliament. This is how they behave in Parliament. Y'all don't want me to show y'all how the opposition MPs behave in Parliament, right? Yeah, again, I repeat, y'all don't want me to show y'all how the opposition MPs behave in Parliament. Do you think any opposition MP is going to do what the PPP did? These are the PPP MPs when they were in the opposition. They had their placards. They had every single thing. They had it on the desk. They look at what they were doing. These people ain't got no shame. But yet the opposition MPs, they want to be nice. They want to be proper. They want to be well-spoken. And some of them, when they're trying to be well-spoken, they can't even speak in. They're tying up fees and foes and foes and froze and rows and froze. Come on, opposition. Y'all need some folks to train y'all how to protest in Parliament? How to shake up Parliament? Why you think Mansour gets away with what he gets away with? It's because he knows that he has some soft cockabelly members of Parliament in the opposition. Now, there might be a couple of opposition MPs who might want to bell the cat. But if they probably go, meow, they're not going to get the support of the majority. They're just not going to get it. And those opposition MPs who want to stand up and fight, whether you get the leadership position, okay or not, stand up and fight. You've got to stand up and fight. This is an elections year. This is not a year where you sit back and it's your birthday and you're celebrating and you say, go shorty, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. I don't give a number. It's your birthday. Or some of them go in there with the Indian birthday song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Chris Jones. Happy birthday to you. And get that lady for sorry, dear. Got that person from Ministry of Housing taking cake and ramming the cake down your throat. Pat the cake, baker's pan, right? That is what Parliament is all about. And then you walk out of there and you say, oh, we are living. We are all parliamentarians. We should be happy with each other. We should shake each other's hand. We should hug up each other, right? Do you think that's what the 218,000+ supporters want to see? They don't want to see lovey-dovey. This is not the Baroom Bar. This is not Red Dragon or some... Emma is with me here, right? Of course, she doesn't know Red Dragon, Baroom Bar. But at the end of the day, you get the drift, right? Or Latino or fish shop and so forth, and your lovey-dovey and a nice dance, oldies, reggae, whatever, chutney, Parliament is serious business. You go in there not to kiss up, suck up, or love up, or to champ cake and eat cake and people pushing cake down your mouth and all them nonsense that we don't want to see that. We're not paying you guys to do that. We're paying you guys to work. Even if you got to take your tie off, take it off and work. Take your shirt off and work. Leave your pants on. Don't take your pants off. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it while you drink cognac or whatever it is and smoke a cigar, because that seems to be the only thing that people want to thrive on in that country. Some people get rich or die trying. And then when they don't get rich and they realize that they've gotten enough, they sell their people out. Not even for 12 pieces of silver, for any little chump change. Sell their people out. And they go their own way and they start their own umbrella party. So you move around from man to man, holding up umbrella from man to man. And then you call yourself a leader. Well, leader jump from here to there and hold umbrella for man and all these sort of things. Give me a break. Give me a, like the Bajan who say, wanna wake up. Because if wanna no wake up, can't eat wanna dinner. What's going on with the opposition, guys? Anyways, that's another story. Right? That's another story. Manzoor Nadir, shame on you. Manzoor sold out the United Force. Auction it off. It's done. The United Force is done. But then again, let's get back into Parliament, right? If you're now joining us, the Speaker of the National Assembly has said that this word, corruption, this word corruption must not be used in Parliament. How many of you have something to say to Manzoor Nadir and the corrupt PPP right now? Who in there? Can you imagine me sitting in Parliament? Roxanne? Yes. Wow, you got your internet back. But just imagine me sitting in Parliament and a thing, right, Civic? A thing like Manzoor Nadir, who could hardly walk, gonna tell me that I can't use the word corruption? You got to be kidding me. Where the Parliament has gone to? Any and every Paku becoming speaker? But then again, speaking of any and any Paku becoming speaker, any and any Paku becoming deputy speaker too. Because if Manzoor Nadir is serious about corruption, if he wants to talk about corruption, it's staring him right in his face. Somebody should take out a mirror also and let him, it's staring him right in his face. GCOM has said that even though they've acknowledged that this, look, y'all know what I want to say, right? But I am live, and therefore I've got to behave myself. So this where is Sean Ben? When we need Sean Ben, where is Sean Ben? Sean Ben will pronounce her name quite appropriately. Asha Kisoon. Yeah, good. That's her name. Sorry. I need a glass of water. But in America, once you spend more than 6 months in America, you no longer say water. You say water. I need a glass of water, right? A glass of water. Manzoor Nadir is talking about corruption. But look at what is happening in Parliament. The most corrupt parliamentary sitting in the history of Guyana. Corruption, every single day, deals upon deals, wheels upon wheels. You have a woman that is occupying a seat, one seat. She go in Parliament, got about 100 or 200 votes, and she's occupying a seat that she doesn't deserve. But because of corruption, she's occupying that seat. I'm not saying that she corrupted the process. I'm saying the process is corrupt. And so because of that corrupt process, she is sitting there and she is so barefaced, she ain't giving up no mountain, she ain't giving up no seat that didn't belong to she. Right? And that is exactly what is happening. When are you guys going to open your eyes and understand that the PPP is the most corrupt party in Guyana and the most corrupt government, installed government, probably worse than that corrupt guy out in Venezuela who's about to go. Couple days more, don't be surprised if the army moves, members of the army move in on him. Don't be surprised, but we're not here to talk about that though. But look at what is happening. But yet the opposition, oh look, I said Sean Ben, and Sean Ben is with us. Good night to you, Sean. My cousin, this is what it took to bring you out, man. Happy New Year to you, my cousin. Look, ask Sean Ben. He's in the audience right now. Tell him pronounce Ashanim. Anyways, so the opposition, They sit there. Look, probably God knows why I'm not a member of parliament, because I would have been cussing them every single day. Mansour, all of them, every single one of them. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm going to sit in parliament. I am there to represent the interest of the people, 219 plus thousand people. And a Paku like Mansour Nadir is going to tell me that I can't use the word corruption? Who the hell is Mansour Nadir? Who the hell is Mansour Nadir to tell me that I cannot use the word corruption when I'm debating or when I'm talking? Corruption is corruption. And I want to see how the opposition MPs, thus far, they're quiet on the issue. The leader of the opposition is quiet on the issue. It's as though he is quiet on every issue. Some of y'all bums gonna raise in the audience there now, right? But yet he's quiet on every issue. Every issue. Norton confident PNCR will defeat the PPP. Just so dry? You gotta walk. This thing doesn't happen like that, Norton. You gotta walk. You gotta walk. Just so dry? The PPP doing all sorts of nonsense in parliament and y'all sitting down and accepting it? No. Y'all got to work. Have to work, guys. What's happening in your neck of the woods? What is happening? Y'all talk to me. What is happening? Some of y'all bums gonna raise indeed. But I'm not here to figure out who bums raise or who bums in raise. What we got to do is to face reality. That if the PPP is going to be defeated, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, you guys got to work. And it starts with the members of parliament. It starts with real groundwork. Are they working? Most of them aren't working. There are a few of them who are trying. There are a couple of them who are basically there for the optics, photo ops, take a picture and they're gone back. We know who they are. And this is not the time that we sit down and try to sugarcoat things and try to not offend them. They got to go out and they got to work. That is what they need to do. They need to get out of their offices. They need to stop traveling for 6 months and they need to hit the streets, hit the ground. Some of them love to say, oh, y'all are overseas. Y'all don't know what we're doing on the ground. Some of us who are overseas got more contact on the ground and a better understanding as to what's happening on the ground than most of them who are there in parliament. So don't bring that y'all are not here. Some of them probably talking my name right now. Don't worry, Mark. Mark bumps raise. Mark must say he get to eat little roti or chicken curry. Oh, Mark must say hungry. Oh, Mark must have coal in the basement. And, no. Some of them who are there to represent you guys in Guyana are not grounding with the people in Guyana. Some of them are grounding with people overseas. They want to make a quick trip outside. Take pictures, say, hey, mid-America. Sorry about that. I was just being a bit naughty there. Good night again to all of you if you're now joining us. It's 14 minutes after 10 o'clock in beautiful Guyana. The time is different wherever you guys are. All right, so what else is happening? What y'all want to tell not only Mansour, forget about Mansour. Mansour is a clown. We all know that. Clown. C-L-O-W-N. Clown. A big-time clown. Now, why do you think the opposition is so quiet? Well, of course, Amanza Walton Desir, the member of parliament, is fighting back. And I say kudos to her for fighting back. But what about the others? What nothing doing? What nothing doing? And then some of y'all out there, you can't talk about comrade leader. He's working. What kind of work he doing? Is it like that song from one of them sing some song? What is it? Girl, just work it. Work it, baby, just work it. Or something. Is that what he's doing? Work it. Or is it a soca? Worky, 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 worky. I don't know. They need to work more. This is not to condemn them and say, oh, they're all bad or they're this, because it's like you can't criticize them. The bumps raise. And as soon as you say something that they don't like, they're ready to fight you. They're ready to fight Ben Sharp. They're ready to fight Caesar. They're ready to fight Brenda Casey. Well, they can't beat Brenda Casey. They're ready to fight Kivel. They're ready to fight Ann Lewis. They're ready to fight Eric Cumberbatch. They're ready to fight Francine Cruz and everybody. Sita, cuss up. But you ask them to fight Jack Deal. They ain't gonna fight Jack Deal. They're gonna wait till they see Jack Deal at some function, run and grab you and give them a come on, it. Hug Jack Deal. Squeezy, like that cat named Squeezy, right? Run up, Irfan, shaky hand, right? Nice and soft, shaky hand. Oh yeah, that's the sort of silly politics they're playing. Instead for them to stand up and fight their political opponents. Now, we're not talking violence or anything. We're talking about fighting. Get up and fight. That's how you won victory. You can't get victory by sitting down at Congress Place or sitting down anywhere else and think that so better gonna come. Better wouldn't come until y'all hit the streets. Look at the people out in front of GCOM. A few people, every Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, a few people, Rhonda Lane and others, people asking, where is Lemon? Please, leave Lemon alone. He's been fired since last week again. Now, where are they? Where are they to go out and protest? Why is it we don't see the leaders of the opposition in front of GCOM stopping by? Take a quick picture with Rhonda Lane and others. Stop by. Spend a half hour. Walk with the people on the streets. Protest. Hold up a placard and protest. Where is Nigel Hughes? Protest. Where is David? Dr. David Hines is teaching. Sorry about that. So we'll leave him out for now until he heads to Guyana. But I know whenever he heads to Guyana, he's picking up a placard, though. And to say to the people, I am here. Here. But why is it these guys are not hitting the streets? Why is it? Is this how Nigel Hughes and others believe that better gonna come? Just so dry? By sitting down and issuing press releases or at a press conference and say, better gonna come. Or Ramjatan saying, Yagoranga bambu. Is that how better gonna come? No. You got to fight for what you want. And when you get it, you got to know how to preserve it. Because you fought for it. Take to the streets. We cannot have leaders who say, protest. You're not protesting. You're weakening your support base when you say, no, I'm not protesting. I'm not protesting. Protesting is the key all across the world. Political leaders ensure that they protest. They go out. Nobody's saying protest and broke up. There's a difference with broking up and protesting. But we're not seeing these things. Rhonda Lane, I'm not saying that David Hines doesn't go out and protest. I just left him out for now because he's teaching. Dr. David Hines has a job. He's teaching. But I'm sure when he goes to Guyana, he has that placard. Right, Dr. David Hines? You have that placard. But the guys in Guyana don't protest. They hardly do anything. Well, as you see some of those MPs out in the streets protesting. Chris Jones, good night. And let me say congratulations to Chris Jones. I saw he posted a stuff, I think it's his second son, flying a plane, a pilot. Good job. We love to see our children succeed. I say good job and well done and congratulations, Chris Jones, to your son. And I really do mean it. But outside of that, Chris Jones, oh, by the way, you celebrated your birthday the other day too. Belated birthday greetings to you. Hope you enjoyed that cake that lady put in your mouth. I'm talking about in Parliament, mind you. And so when last you guys saw Chris Jones in the streets protesting? When last you guys, what was it, Gita in the streets protesting? When last you guys, who else? Karen Cummings. When last you saw all the members of the Central Executive, including retired Admiral Best in the streets protesting? When was the last time? When was the last time you guys saw Kathy Hughes in the streets protesting? When was the last time? When? Y'all can't say when, because as Hazel Johnson said, missing in action. But when you say that, they get vexed. When was the last time you guys see Ramjatan in the streets protesting? Dinesh Jaiprashad in Borbis protesting, even in Borbis or wherever. When was the last time? But you can't say nothing. The bombs raise. The bombs raise. Ganesh and all playing sweet by politics. The bombs raise. They get vexed. It's as though you just got to come here and throw mal around the neck. They want you to just praise them all the time. If they want praising, they got to go to church and let the pastor, the pandit or so, praise them. Put a little oil and rub it on the head and praise them. But not here. Not here. We will praise them when it's right. We will praise them when it's necessary. We will praise them when we want to. But we will also put some lashes on them. And tonight, we're putting some lashes on them. They've got to wake up. They've got to wake up. They've got to be far more aggressive. And they've just got to do what they got to do. They just got to do what they got to do. This is not for sweet boy. If they don't want to sit in the position, get up. Give somebody else it. Walk away. Don't sit there just because of the benefits, because of the 300,000 that they're getting and the duty-free concessions, and they feel they want to be parliamentarians. If all of the parliamentarians are supposed to go out, let us say once a week, you can't just protest once a week, but let them, let's say for argument's sake, go out once a week, 30 of them or whatever, go out there, but we don't see them. Then I want protest. You know why some of them are afraid to protest, some of them don't want to hurt the PPP, and some of them basically, they have another job that is far more important than the job that is paying them more. Guyana is not a real country, guys. Guyana is not a real country. 23 minutes after 9 o'clock, 23 minutes after 10 o'clock. What else is there to discuss? What else? People are disgusted. GPL, two ships, and they can't get it right. That's because of corruption. PPP, corruption. Gaisuko, billions upon billions of dollars because of corruption. Corruption, and they can't get it right. But Bridge not. Mansour is saying that they can't use the word corruption. They can't use it. And nothing from the opposition. Nothing. When you talk the vex, nothing. One of these nights I'll give the opposition, not all of them, but most of them will get the donkey. But tonight, the donkey belongs to. Let me see if you guys are, I know you guys are smart, but let me see if you guys know who the donkey belongs to tonight. That person will get the award right here on 107.1 FM. And I'm tempted to talk about contracts, you know. I'm tempted to talk about contracts. But maybe I will leave that for another night. Contracts. Talk about Jack, we're not talking. James Bond is nothing. A nothing. Looks, flush, this. Nothing. They've lost their souls, selling it to the devils. That is what it's about. So who gets the award tonight? Who gets the donkey tonight? Who gets the donkey tonight other than? The donkey award goes to the man who deserves it. And he needs to go to Parliament or even before he goes to Parliament, he needs to issue a press release. Mansour Nadir, you need to issue a press release with immediate effect to clarify what you meant. And let us hope in your clarification, you'll make it abundantly clear that you never said corruption should not be used in Parliament. You need to issue a press release with immediate effect. Other than that, for 1 week straight, the Donkey Award goes to Mansour Nadir, the man who sits there as Guyana's installed Speaker of the National Assembly. That's it. The award goes to him. Meanwhile, let us hope that the opposition is going to be aggressive. Not only on this issue, but take a look at it. They got some folks going and protest for Roxanne George to become the next confirmed as the Chief Justice. They're protesting. But we need to see people protesting in front of Mansour's office, in front of Parliament, because that is by far more important than protesting to put somebody in a position to be confirmed to a position to oppress you more. Y'all got to wake up. Now, they say happy Chinese arrival day, happy Indian arrival day. Fair enough, fair enough. Don't get me wrong, fair enough. Happy. But I was saying to some folks that what about African Arrival Day? Don't Africans deserve an arrival day? Because Africans that were enslaved for 400 plus years, that built that nation and paved the way for others to come and enjoy the beautiful Guyana, the sweetness of Guyana. How many of you know, though, they have Indian Arrival Day, they have Chinese Arrival Day, but how many of you know who were the first set of indentured servants to arrive in Guyana after the abolition of slavery? How many of you know who were the first indentured servants to arrive in Guyana? The first set of indentured servants. The first set of indentured servants were Africans. The first set of indentured servants were Africans. And so after slavery was gotten rid of, so to speak, then it came back in different forms, mind you. After that, the first indentured servants, the first set of indentured servants were Africans. So Africans were enslaved, they were beaten, they were killed, raped. Then those who were lucky to make it to Guyana, they made it. Forced labor for 400 years. 400 years. And then after that, they went to West Africa. And they said to some Africans, come on, come now. Slavery is abolished. Come to Guyana as indentured servants. They were promised pay. They were promised all sorts of things. Over 400 of them were taken from West Africa, brought to Guyana as indentured servants. So help me God. Everybody else got, an arrival day, except persons of African descent. Isn't that corruption? Isn't that corruption? Speaking of corruption, if ever you guys who are living outside of Guyana or even inside of Guyana, if you get an email from that corrupt agency called Ethnic Relations Commission, the Ethnic Relations Commission, y'all block them. Y'all cuss them out and block them. Block them. Corruption galore. Block them. The ERC should not be dictating to you what you should be saying from what you shouldn't be saying. That is not their job. That is not their responsibility. Block them. Cuss them and block them. Cuss the ERC. Imagine somebody sitting all the way in Connecticut, USA, and the ERC writing to tell them that they can't express themselves on social media. And y'all know I'm going to say something there just now, right? But I'm on air. I can't say what I really want to say. But for now, I'm out of here. My boss is in the office. My boss is here. And my boss is telling me time is up. Right, Emma? There we go. Manzoor Nadir, shame on you. Shame on you. Vagabond. That's what you are. I'm out of here, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time. Right here on 107.1 FM. So long.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
My name is Jacinty Caldata, Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
How old are you?
I am 28, sir.
And where do you live?
In PT.
You own your own home?
Not as yet.
Apply for a house lot?
Not as yet.
Well, sit down. You're